सिंधु नीलबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधा कांचन नमते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव पतितानां जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे राम
राम राम
In this way, all living entities are awarded different qualities, different forms, such as Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishya, different duties according to the Varnashram institution and different forms. Thus, Narayan is the cause of the entire cosmic manifestation. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So here, being questioned by the Vishnu Dutas, Yamdutas are speaking about what is dharma. And here they are describing about how the Supreme Lord is controlling everything. एकले ईश्वर कृष्ण आरस विभूत्य जारे जैसे ना चाहे तैसे करे नृत्य. So there are so many controllers are there in this world. Prabhupada says that everybody is controller, Ishwar. Like for example, some industrialist is controlling his own factory, people working in his factory, he is owner of some company. Similarly, parents are controlling children and various places you find the masters are there and the servants who are working under them. But each of these Ishwaras or controllers, they are also controlled by others. So they cannot be the Supreme Ishwaras. Supreme Ishwara means he is nobody is there to control him. Swarat. Swarat means completely independent. No one can say he is not controlled. Therefore, Ekale Ishwar Krishna are Sabhibrutya. So all these other Ishwaras, they are all servants of the Supreme Lord. But every living entity, he wants to become fully independent, supreme controller. That's why you'll find there is so much competition going on. People want to occupy top positions. And they are never satisfied. Again they want to go on top. Again they want to go on. So desire to become the supreme controller is the cause of Jiva's misfortune. Everybody want to go higher and higher in a controlling rank. And ultimately desire is to become the Supreme Lord. And Maya covers the knowledge, then as long as our understanding goes, there people want to be supreme. Whether it is ant or Brahma, tendency is to occupy the top position. So by arrangement of Maya, Maya makes living entity feel that this is what is the whole world. So there he finds out what is the top. Okay, let me become the top position. That's how Maya keeps everybody in living. The desire, longing for becoming the supreme, they keep on struggling in this material world. And because that is not our nature, Even the people occupied, they are always in anxiety of losing it also. So when one understands this truth that the Supreme Lord is the Supreme Controller, then one becomes peaceful. All this struggle will stop. Otherwise, everybody is trying to get bigger and bigger positions. Why our people are working so hard? They say for earning livelihood, but it's not livelihood, it's competition with others. For livelihood, how much you did? Not much. But there is envy and there is competition. And ultimately, what is the competition? Competing with God. Because no one is satisfied with whatever positions he gets in this material world. He always looks, somebody else is above, then he wants to become like that. So therefore, whole material world is struggle for existence and to get the top positions. Even after coming to spiritual life, Mayavadis, when everything is frustrated in this material world, they want to become God by becoming, taking shelter of this Mayavad philosophy. So if someone becomes sober means he understands that I am the servant of Krishna. And there is no use of simply struggling in this material world to go higher and higher and higher and higher materially. Rather, human life is meant for going higher in spiritual consciousness. Otherwise, more one try to meddle with this material world, more that if he gets success, then more that controllership mentality increases. I am the controller. And then people get success after success materially, and they think that they have become so great now. But what is their control? Anytime their control can be taken away. And therefore everybody is fearful of whatever position they occupy in this material world, because there is uncertainty also. After some time this position will be taken away. Fear. But those who are devotees of the Lord, they are fearless because they don't have such hankering. They don't have envy. Ultimately, this competition is simply expression of one's envy towards the Supreme Lord. Everybody is envious, different degrees. But path of devotional service means non-envy. Nirmatsaranam satam, paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Devotee has no envy towards anyone, and what to speak of the Lord. He accepts Lord's proprietorship, Lord's controllership fully in his heart. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Let me cooperate with the Lord. As soon as one's attitude is like this, one is peaceful. Bhuktaram yagya tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surudam sarvabhutanam yatmamam shanti. By realizing this, shanti, immediately one becomes peaceful. Otherwise one is always restless. Whole material world, everybody is restless. Mukti mukti siddhi kami sakale ashant. Whether it is behind material enjoyment, or he is after liberation without bhakti, or he is siddhikami, trying to attain material perfection. Like modern science, they are trying to lord over this material nature, attain some perfection. So this mentality of all these people, mukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, they are all kamis. Kamis means material desires, people with material desires. Mukti, mukti, those who are material enjoyment, those who are after speculative knowledge, liberation, those who are material perfections, siddhis, everyone is restless. Sakale ashant. Who is shant? Krishna bhakta nishkam ataiva shant. These are all kamis, even people wanting liberation without Krishna consciousness. They are also having material desires or desires. Kam, lust, material desires. Mukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakliya Shant. Everybody is restless. Shant. Krishna Bhakta Nishkam Atayeva Shant. Krishna Bhakta has no such material desires. Therefore he is Shant. Jai Shri Shri Radha Sundari Bhagwan Ki. Jagannatha Baladev Subramanya Ki. Gaur Nitai Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki. So another point mentioned here is how the Supreme Lord, being situated at his own place, he controls everything. Golok eva nivasati akhilatma bhuto. He is situated in the Golok. And through his energies, he is controlling everything. As if he directly controlling. Just like we can moving his hand, which is also like our energy. Similarly, Supreme Lords, all the energies are functioning so well. Swabhaviki. Says Swabhaviki Jnana Balak Kriya. Another place it is said like that. He doesn't have to exert at all. Very naturally everything flows into his creation. So perfect. And therefore, he doesn't have to do anything. न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते. He has multifarious energies and therefore he is able to remain in his own abode and without endeavor supervise and manipulate the entire cosmic manifestation through the interaction of the modes of material nature. He is able to do that. In this world people are working so hard. Krishna is playing on a flute. He is enjoying. And yet he is very responsible for taking care of the entire creation. In material world, people want to be independent, and that's why you'll find they become irresponsible, so-called independent people. Hippies, no responsibilities. And the so-called freedom is they become senses, servant of mind and senses. They look like they are free bird moving, but they are controlled by their mind and senses. Similarly in bhakti also, spiritual path, sometimes devotee want to be detached. And in the name of detachment he becomes irresponsible. Bhagwan kar lenge. When it comes to sense gratification, he is very enthusiastic. When it comes to service, Bhagwan dekh lenge, kar lenge. This kind of cheating of the mind, one should be very careful. In the name of detachment, one should not become irresponsible in his devotional service. Sadhana bhakti means we very alert. Our mind is not cheating us, but we are practicing the procedure given by the acharyas very carefully. Krishna is fully independent Swarat. He is not controlled by anyone. But we are not like that. We are controlled by higher. And if we deny to get controlled by Krishna's love, then we are controlled by demigods. But those who are not accepting control of demigods, they are controlled by some other agents in this world. And ultimately, when they don't want to be controlled by anyone, they are controlled by their mind and senses. Like we say, sometimes devotees, they are getting cheated by their minds. They don't want to listen to anybody. They keep on finding faults. this person has this problem, this person has that problem, and ultimately they follow their minds. Say, and they think now I am free, I don't have to follow anything. This kind of cheating mind, one doesn't understand what spiritual life is. Detachment means detachment from the selfish enjoyment. Krishna talks about that one should be detached from the fruits of the actions, means one should perform his duties, paramanyavadikaraste. One should not be hankering for the results, for one's own enjoyment. One should want to get results, nice result for Krishna. Not that we do half-heartedly services and think Krishna will take it. We perform activities as if it depends on us. But understand that actually it's Krishna's grace. Things can be executed perfectly. So, detached responsibility. Responsibility taken, but detached from the fruits of the actions for one's own enjoyment. Not from the detached from the fruits. One should want to get nice fruits from it. Detachment for enjoying the fruits for one's own pleasure. So devotee attitude is that he performs everything which is given to him by Krishna or Guru or Vaishnavas. He puts his heart and soul in doing those activities, but he remains detached from the results for his own enjoyment. Results he wants, but for Krishna's pleasure. That is what devotional service is. Someone was telling that how so-called detachment, sometimes sadhus living in temple, brahmacharis, why the things remain unclean. And you'll find in the personal homes, in the grahastha home, things are kept much cleaner and neat. So the devotee was telling that the brahmachari is saying, अरे ये तो भगवान का मंदिर है, भगवान का तो भगवान संभाल लेंगे. So let me do my own whatever my mind says. So we don't feel responsible because it's not our property. Krishna's property. So Krishna will take care. Toilet cleaning, room cleaning, all these things. Dirty things are seen why in temples, many places, because people think it's Krishna's property, it's not my property. And when it comes to the one's home, a person thinks, I have to keep the things clean because it's my property. When it comes to my, then we put our all energy there. And when it's somebody else's, even though it's Krishna's, we think somebody else will do it. Actual consciousness should be, it is Krishna's, let me do it for Krishna's pleasure things, whatever capacity I have. The grahasthas also should think like that. It is Krishna's home, Krishna's property. It is given under my care. Let me take care of it for Krishna's pleasure, nicely. If one is taking care nicely, thinking it's mine, that is also not correct. Manas deha gaya jo kuch more, arpilatu ya pare nanda kish. And similarly, temple also, one should think that it's Krishna's property, and I should take care of it nicely. Everything. In the homes, people are very careful about, lights, fans, they put off, I have seen. Because they have to pay the bill, they have to earn money. But in temples, not every temple, but I have seen at our place also, people just put on the fan and go somewhere else. Because they don't have to pay money. Parents are giving money or Krishna is sending money, whatever it is. Irresponsibility. You don't care for it. When you start earning money your own, and you have to spend for it, when you see it, then you become very careful. But when it comes to the God's property, public property, people don't pay attention to those things. Srila Prabhupada only was managing the worldwide organization. He was very, very careful about every, even drop of water is dripping somewhere. Prabhupada was very conscious. He would very, he would become very unhappy when people are becoming like irresponsible. Once in one Prabhupada disciple was telling that he was in Mayapur and Prabhupada saw one place the fan was on in the room was locked. Room was locked, nobody was inside, but fan was on. The fan was old fan, moving very slow, slowly. Prabhupada shouted, "Who is responsible for this? Why this fan is on?" Prabhupada says, wasting Krishna's energy like this means it's demonic. Very strong words used. We should be very careful that whatever is. Once Prabhupada was walking on the morning walk, and in the garden, somebody else's house was, but Prabhupada saw that one little dripping of the water in the tap in the garden. Prabhupada went inside and he closed the tap. It's Krishna's energy, Prabhupada said. It should not be wasted. That is a pure devotee. He sees everything in relation to Krishna. Everything is the property of the Lord. And let it not be wasted. So even though it is, we understand that it's not our property, but we should be careful while utilizing, especially something is given under our care. Krishna can send unlimited things, but if we are not able to handle it properly, either we will become irresponsible like this or we use it for our sense gratification. Both ways we are pulled down. Krishna has no problem in sending. He can send crores of rupees, he can send opulences for preaching. But how we are handling it, that will make us advance or go down in spiritual life. Sometimes devotees think if I have get some more money, some more opulences, some more facilities, I can practice Krishna consciousness nicely. That's not correct. Whatever Krishna is sending, that we should do it nicely, then we will feel happy. Not that, okay, something more material comes, then my Krishna consciousness will increase. Whatever is given to us by Lord, if we utilize nicely, then we will see that will satisfy our heart. This is Krishna's property, Krishna's grace. Let us utilize properly nicely. So in the spiritual world, or even in the material world, Krishna is orchestrating to his energies. All those energies are energy means there are some. Everything is ultimate sense is conscious or the spiritual. Even this material energy also, how it is operating. Maya Adhyakshana Prakriti. So there are conscious beings who are actually appointed, and Krishna is ultimately from the top supervising everything. So those who are pure devotees of the Lord, they are in complete harmony with Krishna. And Krishna acts through them in this material. And even though those who are not acting according to Krishna's desire, Krishna acts for them through Maya. So Maya bewilders them and they work for Maya. So everybody in this world is that way following Krishna. Maya makes them, give them illusory sense of point. Oh, it's your property. Okay, work hard. You are the proprietor. You are the controller. So she will make people work hard like this in this material world. So ultimately, from the top, Krishna's plans are executed. Nobody can stop it actually. So those who stop, they are also driven by the Maya or try to stop. And ultimately they end up in troublesome situation. That is also Krishna's arrangement in one sense. Just like those who don't follow the king, they are put in jail. There they have to follow. Similarly, those who are not following Krishna, they are put under Maya, and they faithfully follow Maya. They follow the mind and senses. They think that this mind, I am doing by my own mind and whatever my mind says. But they are being controlled by the Maya. They don't understand. The result of that is they always remain udas, dissatisfied. But they follow. They either follow the dictation of their mind and senses, or the people who are controlling them, who are also agents of Maya. Like people work very, very hard in the corporates, companies to get some money. Why? Because the mind and senses are demanding the needs that they have to serve under the some master in this material world. But if somebody realizes this, why should I serve this illusory energy Maya or the illusory masters? Let me serve Krishna. But to serve Krishna, one has to become free from this slavery of mind and senses. Then only you can serve Krishna voluntarily, happily. Krishna doesn't force anybody for service. But when we love Krishna, at least on duty platform, then Krishna may accept our services like that. And then such a devotee who has developed love for Krishna, his activities also become very natural. He doesn't have to exert. Because when you love, there is no burden at all. Materialistic burden is, people in this world are dragging somehow or other, want to work hard and get fruits of the action, enjoy. They undergo so much troublesome situation. You can see people working so hard. But those are pure devotees of the Lord, they also work hard, but they are also swabhaviki. They don't have to exert themselves in that sense. Because they love Krishna so much. And therefore there is no question of frustration even if you are working 24 hours for Krishna's pleasure. Frustration comes only when you forget Krishna and try to work for your own selfishness. If you have a complete selfless cause for which you are serving, there is no question of any frustration. One can 24 hours serve Krishna. Pure devotee is always 24 hours engaged. Swabhaviki. He doesn't have to exert. His mind, senses, body, they become completely spiritualized. Just like Krishna work at his capacity, unlimited capacity, with complete freedom, devotee also works naturally by depending on Krishna, by getting connected with Krishna as a servant. Every action of a pure devotee is very, very wonderful experience in his heart when he is serving Krishna. But that is not possible for the conditioned soul who are controlled by these three modes of material nature. He has multifarious energies and therefore he is able to remain in his own abode and without endeavor supervise and manipulate the entire cosmic manifestation through the interaction of three modes of material nature. These interactions create different forms, bodies, activities and changes which all occur perfectly. So Krishna has made the whole system so perfectly. He doesn't have to. Just like nowadays they want to make some automated system. The machines or the computers or AI. Same thing, they want to imitate God. Let me sit down and everything should happen. But Krishna is not that kind of making some machines and machine goes on. Of course, whole material world is like a machine in one sense, but behind that whole thing is Krishna's actually caring nature for every living entity. So he has made these systems for who don't care for him or who don't pay attention to him. This whole material world is acting as a big machinery. But still, to operate this, also there are qualified people, demigods, who are having piety and like that. And ultimately, through all these things, Krishna is trying to uplift the consciousness of living entities. So as long as they don't recognize him, this whole material nature acts like a machine in one sense. Karmic laws and everything goes on. But as soon as the living entity takes initiative to love, serve Krishna, then Krishna is immediately there to attend such a person. That is the beauty of the Lord. Not that everything is happening by like machine. Krishna personally immediately reciprocates. Otherwise, everybody is taken care by these things. Various kinds of forms, bodies, activities, changes, laws of nature keep on happening. Perfect. Because the Lord is perfect, everything works as if He were directly supervising and taking part in it. Atheistic men, however, being covered by the three modes of material nature, cannot see the Narayan to be the supreme cause behind all the activities. Tribhir Gunamair Bhavera. Divided by the three modes, the whole world does not know me, who am alone, or who am above the modes and innermost. They cannot understand Krishna. Krishna being beyond these modes of material nature. Mohita, illusion by three modes, they cannot understand Narayana. But those who are free from the modes, Naisarya Gunya or Nirguna, or they transcend the modes of material nature, they can see Krishna very clearly. Everything is controlled, happening by the supervision of the Lord ultimately. This vision makes a devotee very peaceful. Let me just cooperate with Krishna. Let me not listen to my mind and senses demands. Let me engage mind and senses fully in Krishna's service. So such a person's mind and senses actually become completely under his control. Mind and senses are instruments. Just like our instruments, hands and legs. They are also instruments. Now at this stage they are demanding, tongue wants something, ear wants something, eyes want something. So instead of using this in Krishna's service, we will find these are dictating us, do this, do that. Mind is wanting something, ego is wanting something. We are doing things, but you can see how much we are pulled by this mind and sense. And therefore, oftentimes our actions are also driven by these demands of the mind and senses. Even in service of Krishna, if we are not very alert, we think I am serving Krishna, but we are serving our own body, mind, senses, ego. Very tricky. Very tricky. In the name of Krishna, the mind and senses will engage us in their own senses, service. But one who has perfectly controlled the mind and senses do not trouble such a person. By bhakti yoga, especially. Artificially controlling, that will not work. But when mind and senses wholeheartedly we engage in Krishna's service, we experience transcendental pleasure, happiness, and they are naturally controlled. That's why wholeheartedly if one understands Krishna is the supreme controller, then there are no demands. Devotee has no demands. I should get this facility, I should get this gratification of my senses. Whatever comes by Krishna's grace, naturally, without any separate endeavors, as a prasadam, mercy. devotee accepts it happily. And he is always engaged in Krishna's service. So such a devotee is free. He is not controlled by his mind and senses and ego. He is experiencing transcendental pleasure at every moment. One sees Krishna as cause of all causes and as supreme controller. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. When Krishna is giving prasadam, yes, devotee accepts. Everything is prasadam. Not only food, but facilities for other bodily things or mental needs, everything. Devotees have no demands. Personal. You can see our great Vaishnava Acharyas are like that. Goswamis were living in Vrindavan. No demands. They were such highly posted earlier, having palace and everything, renounce everything, and they are living a very simple life. They would not demand from anybody. Just minimum things. Sleeping under different trees every day. This Madhukari asking who reviews little. Yes. Such a simple life, and they were so blissful. Sanatana Goswami would just make simple atta and fire roasting. They were experiencing Krishna at every moment because their mind and senses were completely engaged in Krishna's service and there were no demands. They were engaged fully in Krishna's service 24 hours. So this is what Krishna consciousness. Devotee is, when our mind and senses we become servant, then there is constant force, negative force acting on us. Why should I do it? And then we become aware. Nobody is doing, why should I do it? Nobody is doing, then that is their problem. How it is going to, why it should affect my service? My service should happen according to my capacity, whatever Krishna has given. Why should I have compare others? When it comes to self gratification, we don't compare. If I am getting some extra prasadam, sweets, we don't ask why others are not getting. Sometimes out of social obligation pressure we say like that, but inside our heart we don't think why I got so much, why others are not getting. So devotees on the absolute platform feel compassion for others. If they are not getting service or prasadam, whatever it is, out of compassion he thinks. It's not out of frustration. Why am I only given to do things? Krishna expects whatever capacity we have to do it. And do it happily. Prabhupada says everybody should have service, engage always in service, and that service should be rendered with love. And those, just like everybody should be getting prasadam, similarly service also is like that. Everybody should have service. And just like with enthusiasm we take prasadam, with service also enthusiastic. On the absolute platform, everything is seen as service, including prasadam also. Okay. Any questions? Comments? श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।